300 seconds before you can walk out the door.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back, Lonnie here. In today's video, we are going to be doing a full face under $10. Y'all, I know y'all love a budget and I know y'all love drugstores, so I really wanted to do this video and I've been holding off doing this video since this summer when I actually got these products, but I figured today I'd get up, I'd actually work because I haven't worked in since Friday, so you know, it was time. So, before we get started into the video, if you have not already subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell button, which will be right here. And, yeah, just hit the bell button, guys. Let's just go ahead and get started. So the first product we are going to be using is our ColourPop Brow Color, which as you guys can see is pretty much gone. This is in the shade Black and Brown, and this retails for about $6 on ColourPop's website. This is actually one of my favorite pomades, and you know, it never steers me wrong, it never does me wrong at all. I've recently started loving the Brow by Benefit, but if I need something that's drugstore or affordable, or as you guys can see, a good product, I'll go ahead and use this one. It is my favorite. This is a little dried out now, but it's still gonna be manageable. And the brush I'm using is just my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush, I believe. This is just the brush that I always use to apply any type of eyebrow product. I haven't found one that's like drugstore and that's really nice. So that's why I'm just gonna go in with this one. Another really great product is this NYX one right here. It's the eyebrow gel. It comes in like a little squeezy tube. This is a good one. It's not gonna focus because my mirror is like halfway in the damn video or camera, but this one right here is a little dried out. So I might have to go in and use my next one because this one ain't working that well. So my brows are looking a little crazy now, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up. And I'm gonna use my LA Girl Pro Concealer. You can find this at your local beauty supply store. That's personally where I find it. It is $2.99 at my local beauty supply store, but I believe they sell it at Ulta. And they probably tax the hell out of it, so it's probably like $4 or $5 at Ulta, but check your local beauty supply store. So I'm just gonna clean that up. And I'm just using a Sigma flat definer brush. And I am just gonna go right underneath just to give it a little bit of a sharper appearance and to make it look a little better. So I'm gonna use that same eyeshadow or concealer just to prime my lids for eyeshadow. And I really like this concealer. The only thing I don't like about it is it's really yellow based. So that's the only problem I have with it, but other than that, it's a really nice full coverage concealer and it's really affordable. I think everyone and their mom knows about this concealer by now, and if they don't, I don't know where they've been because, you know, everybody loves it. So I have this new makeup line. It is called Profusion Cosmetics, and this is their holiday collection. So they sent this to me way back when, so October-ish, and I've been holding on to it to find an appropriate time to film it. And this launched in Target on October 13th, and it's in store November 5th. So it's already been in store for about a month by now, and they sent me everything. They sent me the Mixed Metals Lip, the Brow Kit, the Mixed Metals Eyes, the Sultry Palette, the Strobe and Glow, the Blush and Bronze, and the Pro Face. And as you can see, every single thing on this list is under $10. So that is one main reason why I wanted to film this look. So I've never touched this palette. I've seen it obviously, but I've never touched it. I've never felt it, anything like that. And I mainly wanted to get this look up for you guys right now because it's the holiday season. So if you're looking for a last minute, you know, product or something that you can buy for your cousin, your sister, your girlfriend, whatever it may be, I want to see if this product is good enough because there's a Target everywhere and you might be able to find these products and, you know, buy it for someone that is a makeup lover but without having to break the bank and going to Ulta or going to Sephora or something like that because it can get damn expensive. So this is what the palette looks like and it is gorgeous. You get an eyeshadow brush. You get one dual side, one flat side and one fluffy side. And then it's kind of like sectioned by color. So over here are your more neutral shades. Then you have 2 purples, 2 greens, 2 blues, and then 2 oranges. And this one's down here is a more matte, and this one has a slight shimmer to it. Then you get a matte black, a matte brown, a sparkly brown, and then a more darker, deeper, warm reddish brown. The top row is all shimmers all the way across. This side is just a little bit lighter. You can't really see, you know, the color, but I am really excited. I think I want to use Thrash today, which is this green. Use like a mixture of those. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna pat over my eye a little bit more just to make sure nothing is creasing. So the first shade we are going to use is the shade Wonder, which is right here. It is a more reddish brown. Okay, camera, like, stop trying to play me and just focus, okay? So I'm gonna use a Morphe blending brush. A lot of people have Morphe, a lot of people like Morphe. It is pretty pigmented, so you get quite a bit of pigment on the brush. I would suggest probably not tapping off the excess right away, just because it's not gonna give you as much of a color payoff. But this is pretty nice so far. I have no idea what kind of look I'm doing. Like, I have not the slightest idea. But this shade is blending out pretty nice. I feel like you can make any eyeshadow price, any eyeshadow, anything work as long as you use an eyeshadow base or a primer. And eyeshadow bases you can find at Target. I think NYX has one, L'Oreal has one, Maybelline, pretty much everyone, Maybelline has one. Everyone pretty much has an eyeshadow base in there as a part of their collection by now because they're so essential. But if you're like me, you're old school and you just use a concealer. That's just, you know, that's just the way that I work. So the next shade I am going to go into is this shade right here. It is called Nimble. Okay, let me scoot it back. Maybe it'll focus a little better. It's right here. It's called Nimble. It's a little bit more purpley, but I feel like that purple is gonna mesh really, really well with the green. And I'm using another Morphe blending brush. This one's a little bit more small and tapered. And I'm gonna take this out into the outer corner. Look at that pigment. That is really, really, really nice. Really nice. And just work this into the lower portion of my crease. And I really figured this one would be a little more maroon, but I didn't really look at the pan. So I'm gonna have to change my lip color because this is a lot more purple, but this is really, really, really nice, you guys. Really nice. I'm thoroughly surprised at a $10 palette being this nice, and especially like a newer brand to a drugstore. Well, Target is kind of a drugstore now because they have CVS in there and they're gonna be expanding CVS. So as far as a drugstore makeup line, an affordable makeup line, this is really, really nice. It's comparable to like my Makeup Geek MAC eyeshadows. I'm not having any problem blending or anything like that. So far, so good. This is a palette that I would certainly recommend or buy for like a cousin or something like that that's getting started in makeup. And they want a nice palette, but don't want to wait for shipping or, you know, whatever it may be. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit more of Wonder and just go over the top. And next, I am going to take, I'm actually going to get a different brush, one second. So I'm going to take the shade Nightlife, which is right down here, right next to Wonder. And as you can see, there's a little bit of powder and a little bit of kickback on the palette. It doesn't bother me. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Look at Nightlife. Look at that. Look at that kickback right there. Whew. And I barely put any pressure in there. That is a lot. So you definitely want to tap that off. And then I'm just using this to deepen the look a little bit more. This is just going to add a smoky effect and make it a little bit more dramatic. But if you want, you can just continue to keep deepening up the purple and you can skip this step altogether. But now I'm going to take a little bit more of Nimble and just go right over the top of Nightlife. So the next shade we're going to go in with is called Thrash, and this is the one shade in this palette that has caught my eye. It just is gorgeous. It's like a greeny shade, and I haven't swatched it, but that is how it swatches. It even looks like it has like, looks lighter in the camera, but It's pretty. I'm gonna use the brush that this palette comes with, and I'm not gonna use an eyeshadow base just because I want to see how this actually performs just on my eyelid. And it's pretty nice. This brush is actually pretty nice too. This brush can double as a concealer brush to clean up the brows, whatever it may be. It is obviously a synthetic brush, but this eyeshadow is nice. And I'm just bringing it up slightly just so that way it doesn't transfer up into my upper crease area as I look around and everything like that. Wow, look at that green. Wow, this is pretty. So I don't know if I want to do eyeliner. There is a liquid eyeliner pen, so maybe I'll do liquid eyeliner just so that way you guys know how it works. But they sent this set. This is a mixed metals eye set, and this is $4.99, or no, I'm sorry, $9.99. It comes with an eyeliner, comes with 2 liquid eye shadows, and then an eye pigment. Once again, super, super nice for someone who's just starting out in makeup and they want to try out a pigment or try out, you know, a pen or an eyeliner pen or something like that. But I'm gonna use this one right here as soon as I get it out of the package. So this one right here, look how that looks. It's like a metallic, ooh, it actually comes with a doe foot applicator. So let me swatch this on my hand. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. So I actually want to put a little bit on my eye. And then I'm going to use the other end of the eyeshadow brush. And like use it to go over the top. So it's certainly not the best eye pigment I've ever tried, but I wouldn't say it's the worst. I would say that you'd have to continue to layer this on to get some payoff, but I just honestly wanted it to be like a light wash of color, but it turned into this, so we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna do it. Just do it. Okay? It adds dimension. It looks a little different. So I'm gonna take this long-lasting eyeliner pen from Profusion. It's in the shade black, and it's an eyeliner pen. So let's see how this works. It has some juice. It has some juice. Some eyeliners that I use that are pen form are sometimes dry, and I don't like that. So I would love to see if this is gonna dry matte or stay a little bit more wet, just because I like more matte eyeliners, but we shall see. So this video is gonna be way too long. Okay, so I actually ended up putting on the Eylure 126 definition lashes. I felt like they were a lot better for the look. And now we are going to start by priming our skin. I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer. This is $5.29 at Target, or you know, $7 at Walgreens or something like that. But I am on my last leg with this primer. Oh, okay. I got a little bit out. Like, I really didn't expect to get anything out, because I've had this for quite some time, but it's about time to be done with it. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation. This is in the shade Coconut, and this is about $8 to $9 at Walmart or Target or wherever they sell Maybelline. And I'm just going to use a flat top kabuki brush. Now, the shade Coconut is a little too warm for me, I feel like, but we're just gonna go with it. I just don't, I can never find a foundation that has like my perfect undertone without it being like too warm or too red or anything like that. So sometimes I have to mix like a too red foundation with a too light yellowy foundation. But I like this foundation because it's not matte, it's more of like a comfort matte, so it's a little more hydrating than say the Matte and Poreless foundation is. And especially with the winter months right now, I feel like I need a little more moisture in my skin than I do removing the moisture. So I still like my Matte and Poreless, I'll still use that. But mainly when I'm going out somewhere and I you know, need my foundation to stay on a little bit longer. And then I use like a setting spray and everything. So I'm just gonna use that same LA Girl concealer to highlight my face. I just like this concealer. It's full coverage and it's really affordable. So I'm just gonna use this to highlight and everything like that. And for that, I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend all of this out. So to set that, I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I've done a review and comparison on this and the Sasha. I like the Sasha better, but since this is drugstore, I'm gonna go ahead and use this. And this is about $7.99. You can find it at Target or Ulta or anything, anywhere that sells it. This powder is a little bit more of a, like, I don't know, it adds color more than it does, like, I don't want to say like sets, but it does add color to the concealer. So it's a little more full coverage. I just personally prefer the Sasha because it actually like molds into the skin and it doesn't too much add color, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just going to use this to set everywhere where we applied that concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Deep. So it's not the darkest and it's not the lightest. It's kind of right in the middle, but it's nice. You want to use this with a brush as opposed to setting it with your beauty blender, because I made the mistake of setting it with my beauty blender and it was just too much. But as you can see, it does give like a brightening effect, like I am bright. So to set that, or not to set it, to contour, I'm going to use my Black Radiance contour palette. And this you can find at like Target, CVS, some Walgreens carries it, and it's about $7.99, give or take where you're buying it from. Of course, if you're gonna buy it from like Walgreens, it's gonna be a little more expensive, but I think CVS, I got mine for like $7 or $8. And then Target seems to have really inexpensive makeup, at least online when I was looking up the prices of these things. Target's makeup, of course Walmart was a lot cheaper, but Target's makeup was really cheap. It was kind of like the cheapest one. I'm just using a small powder brush to contour these cheekbones and the forehead. So now I'm gonna just take a smaller brush and use that to contour my nose. This is a Sigma E39 Buff and Blend eyeshadow brush. They also sent over this blush and bronze palette. Looks like this. This is, I don't know, it reminds me of like a BH Cosmetics blush palette. You get a lot of blushes. You get 6 blushes and 2 bronzers and a highlighter if you're a little bit fair. The blushes are over here. The blushes are over here, and if you're a little fairer, those will work for you, but they're not gonna work for me. And this is about $9.99, and I think I'm gonna take a mixture of the shade Lush and the shade Bloom. So Lush is a little bit lighter, a little more peachy, bronzy, and this one is a little more pinky. So I'm just gonna mix the two. Wow, wow, wow. Very pigmented. You really want to make sure that you tap off the excess, or else you'd have on way too much blush, but wow. Very pigmented. And then I'm going to go into the Strobe and Glow palette. This has 9 highlighters in it. If I can get it open. There we go. Has 9 highlighters in it, and I'm not really sure which one I want to use. There's like some bronzy ones, some pink ones, some more like iridescent colored ones. And the Strobe and Glow palette is $9.99 as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and use Glaze. It is a little bit like more bronzy, golden, and these are pigmented too. A little more like glittery, chunky. Wow. Wow. That is really nice. See, as you can see, it's a little more glittery as opposed to like some other ones, like the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible. I feel like that one's a lot more silky, smooth, finely milled. But this highlighter though, like, I have no complaints besides it's a little glittery, but it is banging. It is very, 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 very pigmented. As all of their products are. All of their products, I had no problem with pigmentation or anything like that. It had a, you know, kickback, a lot of kickback, but like I was just thinking as I was doing my my other eye off camera, I had no problem with fallout. Like there was no fallout underneath of my eyes. Like I had no problem with that at all, which is really, really, really surprising for a palette that retails for about 10 bucks. Like usually there'll be some type of downfall, but I'm not finding one. I'm actually really, really, really happy with it. I'm really happy that they sent this to me as well. So we are almost done. I just have to fill in brows because as you can see they look a little sparse, especially this one. They sent over this brow kit. It is $6.99. This is really, really nice, especially if you're wanting to become like an up-and-coming makeup artist. You have all of your different shades. You have a highlight, a brow wax, medium brown, soft brown, chocolate, and ash brown. And then it also comes with a little dual-ended brush. I'm just going to use my trusty dusty brush and go in and do my brows. I'm going to use the shade Chocolate. This is also really pigmented. Wow, that is a nice shade. I like it a lot. And then last, I am going to smoke out the lower lash line. So I'm using my L'Oreal Silk Isme or Silkame or Silk eyeliner. And I get mine at Walgreens. It's about $9.99 at Walgreens. And then I am going to use the same shades that I use on the top on the bottom. So I'm going to use Nightlife, which was that matte black eyeshadow. And I'm going to use that on a Morphe flat definer brush. And just use that to smoke the lower lash line. And if you want, you can of course skip this step. But I felt like my lower lash line was missing something. Like I felt like I needed a little bit more drama because this eye over here, I feel like it was just bare. I think it was just missing something. So smoky lower lash line would just take this to the next level for holiday glam. And if y'all are anything like me, you would definitely wear this eyeshadow look to your family's house for the holidays. The only day I don't do makeup is actual Christmas because we celebrate on Christmas Eve with my family. So Christmas Eve is when I get all dolled up, and then Christmas Day we go over to Jack's parents' house. I don't know if we'll stay the night or go over really early in the morning and open presents in pajamas and eat biscuits and gravy and stuff like that. So I don't really worry about it Christmas Day. But now I'm using Nimble, which was that purple, and I'm just using that to smoke out the black. Which you can use a lighter shade if you want to, if you don't want it to be this dramatic and dark. But you know, I live for the drama. So the last and final thing is lips. And I was gonna do like a very, very, very maroon, but it obviously won't match with the eye. So I'm just gonna go in and use this Simply Vamp lip cream from NYX. I'm not sure if they use these or sell these anymore. This is in the shade She Devil, so it's a really dark purple. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure if they use these, but I'm gonna mainly use this as a lip liner. So now that I have that down, oh shit, I broke the damn cap. I pushed it off. Me and my extra strong arms. I'm gonna use this shade Ginger Snap from NYX. It is a butter gloss, and I've never used this, but I just love the color of this. So I'm gonna put this in the center and then just like blend it all together. And then one last final touch, I'm going to take the shade Ella out of this palette. It's like a little bit lighter, like a frosty kind of like glittery bluish shade. And pop that in the inner corner. Alright you guys, so that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I loved everything from Profusion. Like I had nothing that I did not like. My favorite was definitely this Sultry palette. You get so many shadows in here and they are really, really, really good quality. And as you can see, they turned out really nicely. Like I had no problem blending. I had no problems picking any colors. It's an awesome color selection. Plus you get your you get your basic mattes and browns and rich browns, and then you get some pops of colors like the greens and the purples, and then some easy like champagne and gold shades. So you get pretty much everything in this eyeshadow palette, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll look forward to using it more in more coming videos, especially like drugstore videos since it is sold at Target. So let me know what your favorite product was down below, and let me know if you'll think about picking up Profusion for yourself, for your sister, your girlfriend, your cousin, whomever. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye!